How's it going, everyone? While May has been a little bit more of a quiet month for new PlayStation 5 game releases, I do want to point your guys' attention to a brand new RPG that is out very soon, and a game that I think a lot more people need to have on their radar. Technically, it looks great. It's done by a studio that has put out another pretty good title, and this a much bigger budget, being published by 505 Games and the Bearded Ladies. I want to give you guys some insight into the MIASMA Chronicles. The game is due out in just 6 days. Not enough attention surrounding this game, and I think it could be one of the more surprising game releases in all of 2023, so let us talk about it. Again, the game is being developed by the Bearded Ladies, who were the developers of Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden. Now, that was a smaller scale game. It was released at a budget price point, but the team that worked on that game included former Hitman leads and the designer of Payday. It was a tactical game with the style of XCOM, with story, exploration, stealth, and MIASMA Chronicles taking some elements of that and ramping it up to 11, because this has a much higher ceiling, a much higher budget attached to it as well. Right away, when you look at the game from a technical standpoint, you can already tell that this is a true next generation title. It is a PS5, Xbox Series, and PC only release, not on PlayStation 4, not on Xbox One. Information about the game as far as its world and story is still a little bit sparse. Now, we did have a characters trailer that gave us a bit of an insight into the characters that we'll see throughout the game. You have a main character and you have his robot ally. The main character of the game is Elvis, a mechanic with big dreams, very much reminiscent of like a shonen main character. You clearly can tell still needs to get his act together, as clearly noted in the character trailer. You have Diggs, who is more of the robotic older brother to Elvis. It is noted that he loves to make things go boom. He also has a bit of a carefree, lackadaisical attitude to him as well. You have Jade, who is a razor-sharp gun for hire with a mission of her own. She seems to be more of a serious character comparatively to Elvis and Diggs. And there's also Mason, who served as the narrator in the character trailer, and he is literally in a jar, so we'll see how that ultimately turns out. The Bearded Ladies also did put out a character profile for the main character, Elvis. Close-up of Elvis with his power glove shooting electricity from his fingertips. That was showcased in the Steam community page. He is noted to be brave, young, and naive. Elvis sucks at being a small-town mechanic. It's all he knows, but isn't his passion or drive. That lies with finding his mother, who again abandoned him. 10 years ago, Elvis's life changed forever. His mother abandoned him, disappearing into the darkness and just leaving him a weird mechanical glove and a note to master it. Find her, and then she'll tell him his destiny. What does that even mean? So after 10 years of trying and failing, Elvis still hasn't given up, and with the miasma getting angrier by the day and the ruins of the wasteland encroaching onto his hometown sedentary, Elvis needs to find the answers and his mother more than ever. There was a 17-minute gameplay demo that was released a while ago. Now, that demo was still fairly early on. It was an alpha gameplay video. It was about 17 minutes in length, but it once again showed a lot of the different elements in the game and stuff that you're gonna be reminiscent of if you did play an XCOM or you did play Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden. Now, this is a game that outside of its tactical battles, there is going to be an exploration element to it. You'll go to various regions and areas and you'll explore buildings and whatnot. Very much a post-apocalyptic look going on for it. A little bit of a darker, drabber art style. That certainly does set the tone for the game, because while Elvis and Diggs do seem more carefree characters, this is anything but a carefree world, a little bit of a darker tone going on from a world standpoint. The game itself notes, in the not-too-distant future, America has been torn apart by a savage force known only as the Miasma. Meet Elvis, a young man brought to the mining town of Sedentary as a baby, left by his own mother in the care of his robotic older brother, that being Diggs, and given a mysterious glove with which he can control the miasma. Join the brothers on a quest across a post-apocalyptic wasteland to find the answers they crave, answers which may change the course of human history forever. From the creators of Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden comes a beautifully crafted tactical adventure you won't forget. The game itself notes real-time exploration gameplay, which outside of the tactical battles, which is the heart of the combat in the game, there is a level of exploration and discovery attached to the game as well. Turn-based combat that also does feature a bunch of different RPG elements. You'll explore rich, beautiful environments, meeting outlandish characters throughout your way, and the characters that I mentioned on the top, those are only the ones that were highlighted in the characters trailer. Obviously, there will be quite quite a bit more depth to the game. Upgradable weapons and abilities give your heroes the edge in combat, and an involving fantasy story in which you learn the truth behind the miasma, which is at the heart of the story and kept mostly in secret as well. Real-time exploration gameplay meets tactical turn-based combat with RPG elements and involving fantasy story where you'll learn the truth behind the miasma. A little bit more background on the narrative of the game. Miasma Chronicles is an intensive tactical RPG from the Bearded Ladies, the team that brought you again Mutant Year Zero. Set shortly after an environmental renaissance, we join Elvis and Diggs, two brothers on a journey of discovery through the heart of a new America which has been torn apart by a devastating force known only as the miasma. By RPG, we mean RPG as noted in the FAQ page. Miasma Chronicles has a heavy focus on RPG players with familiar gameplay that players will enjoy. You've got exploration, skill upgrades, customization, and a heartwarming and engaging narrative. Now, it is a turn-based tactical RPG, and they go in depth on why they went the turn-based route. Miasma Chronicles has been designed as a homage to PS1 RPGs of old, those games including classics such as Xenogears and Final Fantasy. It's the type of game we love to play and love to make. It's predominantly a tactical game that will test your skills, but also you'll explore a variety of environments from small towns, sprawling forests, and giant industrial cities, meeting weird and wonderful characters along the way as you play through the deep narrative. Combat is turn-based. This allows for players to think about their next move before going in and blowing themselves up. The enemies in Miasma Chronicles can be challenging, so allowing you to adapt, use your environment, and the vast array of weapons and skills to take down your enemies is very rewarding. This will have no multiplayer. Miasma Chronicles is a single-player game. However, we have had a lot of fun as a team, all sat on a couch with our friends and discussing their next moves. When you look at this game from a technical standpoint, it does look like a next-generation title. Now, Miasma Chronicles will run at 60 frames per second across all platforms. PC, it will vary depending on your hardware requirements. The game does not support ray tracing, and there isn't a specific performance and fidelity mode. They note not specifically. There will be a number of menu options, which will help to suit every platform, whether the emphasis is on visuals or on performance. As far as system requirements, it is noted to run on an Intel Core i5-4590, an FX 8350, 8GB of RAM, GTX 970 or an R9 290, and then recommended i7 or Ryzen 7, 16GB of RAM, GTX 1070 or an RX Vega 56. Pricing-wise, Miasma Chronicles won't be a full $70. It won't even be a full $60. It will be $49.99, so a little bit on the cheaper side, but I do also expect this to be a game with a plethora of content, and it will have a level of investment. Now, Miasma Chronicles will have a digital launch on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Steam, and the Epic Game Store on May the 23rd. Pre-orders aren't available on digital stores, but you're welcome to wishlist the game to stay up to date with the latest news, and the game will be dropping on May 23rd. Now, outside of the digital release, which again, it will be released at $49.99, there will ultimately be a physical release for the game as well. The physical release won't be happening day and date with the digital release, but they know Miasma Chronicles will also be getting a physical edition, including an art book and 2 skins for Elvis and Diggs, Elvis's Mine Technician suit and Diggs' Mine Rescue Shell. The physical edition will be available at your favorite retailers in Europe from June 9th and in North America a little bit later on June the 20th. $49.99 remains to be seen how expensive the physical release will be. I imagine it'll be $59.99 for that, given that you do have a few bonuses, an art book, and everything like that. The game won't require an internet connection to play. Yes, it's only a single-player game, but sometimes, you know, things can get awry as far as that's concerned. So, a game that's really going under the radar if you are remotely a fan of narrative-driven RPGs with a darker aesthetic and a darker tone to it, post-apocalyptic world with a lot of mystery. This is one to be on the lookout for. Miasma Chronicles is dropping May 23rd. Xbox Series, PlayStation 5, PC, be on the lookout for it as it's coming in just a little under a week. That'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.